Maanta waxaan rabaa inaan ka hadlo diyaarin mukawanaad iyo cunto. Assalaamu calaykum, galab wanaagsan, subax wanaagsan, magacayga waa Sam, ma fiican tihiin. Welcome to day 6 of my Somali diary. This is just a fun little series I'm doing here on my YouTube channel every single day from Monday to Friday, where I document my own Somali language learning and bring you guys on the journey with me as I try to become fluent in the Somali language. So today I just wanted to introduce you to a little resource that you can use as well in your Somali language studies. You know, I only really know about this resource because every now and again my wife makes me step into the kitchen to cook some Somali stuff, and this should be kind of your go-to website for Somali recipes. So website kan magaciisu waa hawash.com. And on there, basically, you have you have recipes that are in Somali. They're in English. Some of them are in French as well, and yeah, and in Arabic as well. I think it's run by a Canadian couple or something, Somali Canadian couple, and it's just a really interesting place to go to learn about words for cooking and making food in the Somali language. So what I thought would be really fun to do in this little video would be just to read a part of one, read some of the diyarin, some of the directions, because especially because just in recipes you get to see really useful verbs a lot of the time. There are some verbs that you might not think about learning, like the verb to kind of pour something in, or the verb to crumble something up, or the verb to chop something. But they're really useful verbs to kind of have in your Somali as well. So let's have a little read through one. I mean, I can't promise that I'll understand it all because I'm a relative beginner as well. But that's kind of what it's about. Me just bringing you on this journey and see what I can unpack for you as a student who might be a little bit further ahead than some of you guys. So let's have a look. So the recipe I want to look at is for fata'ir farmajo, not farmajo as in the Somali president. Formaggio as in cheese. That might come as a surprise to some of you that the president of Somalia, his name is Cheese. That's not his real name. Somalis have a custom of giving sometimes offensive and strange nicknames to each other. Like, of my in-laws, some of their nicknames are things like sewage and potato and small eyes and stuff. So sometimes they're offensive, but like Somali people get it, right? Like it doesn't mean that you're being rude to that person. Somali people get it, right? So anyway, okay, so yeah, fata'ir formaggio is a cheese fata'ir, right? I found this recipe when looking for pizza. These fata'ir are kind of pizza-like sort of pastry little things. So let's get into it. So let's maybe just go down to the diarinta. So this ta on the end is because diarin is a feminine word, and the ta is a way of saying the. So like the directions or the instructions, you could say. So what's number one? Farmajada gabalo yar yar ujar. Okay, that's really useful. So farmajada is obviously just the cheese, right? I mean, I suppose formaggio must be a feminine word as well because the da on the end. If it's sometimes Somali. You know, like Somali being used with the Latin script that we see here is historically quite recent. We're talking like 50 years, right? And sometimes, even though as a rule, the feminine way of saying the is you put a ta on the end. Like sometimes if it's not easy for the Somali mouth, like at the end of the word farmaj, if it's not easy to say farmajta, they'd say farmajada. Like the ta just becomes a da. Like it's quite common in Somali, like even among the Somalis that you know, and the Somali language itself has this habit as well, that sometimes D's and T's will get swapped around. Like sometimes when people don't know how words are written in Somali, sometimes they'll often mix up their D's and T's all the time. Like when you say goodbye, nabad giliu, a lot of people write it nabat with a t. It's not. The word nabad, meaning peace, is spelled with a D at the end. And I remember texting a friend of mine in London who's Somali, and it was in Ramadan, and it was the night of Laylatul Qadr, right? Laylatul Qadr, for those of you who don't know, is just a very sacred night in the last 10 nights of the month of Ramadan. And he told me that he was at Salad Laylatul Qadr. Like all of the D's and T's are swapped around in that. Salad, it should be Salah, right, with a ta marbuta on the end, should be a ta. Salad Laylatul. It's not Layla, it's Laylatul, the night of Qadr. It's Qadr, the night of power. It's not Laylatul Qatar, the night of Qatar. Okay, anyway, so let's get back to this. So yeah, farmajada, gabalo or gabalo, I'm not sure where the stress is. So I suppose a gabalo must be a cube, because it's telling you to kind of yar yar. So gabalo yar yar. The word yar just means small. Yar yar, with adjectives, Somali has a habit of just doubling the adjective, and that makes it plural, right? So gabalo yar is like small cubes. So the cheese, small cubes, ujar. Jar means to cut, means to kind of chop something up. So chop the cheese into small cubes. Bio kabao lardig mudo toban ila. Okay, shan iyo toban or toban iyo shan, depending if you're talking konfur or waqooyi. When you do the teens in Somali, you do 10 and 5, 15, shan iyo toban. One of them does it like that, and the other do it the other way around. They say shan iyo toban or toban iyo shan. They both work, they're both Somali. I just use whatever is easiest for me at the time. I don't care about what dialect it sounds like, okay? So, yeah, shan iyo toban daqiq. So it's 15 minutes. Somali uses the word daqiq, which is shared with Arabic as well. I'd just like to make a little disclaimer as well, by the way, in this video, that whenever I say that, I deliberately in these videos I say that Somali shares it with Arabic, not it comes from Arabic or it's a loan word from Arabic. I deliberately not say that because lots of Somalis take great pleasure in reminding me that Somali may well be older than Arabic, which is really interesting. So yeah, I'm not sure what the word ladig modo is. It might be to do with like soaking it, because it's bio, that it's water. Water is bio. The water is biyaha. I think it's to do with soaking. It seems like it's soaking. So it's for 10 to 15 minutes is what it's kind of saying. Okay, so let's do this next bit. Labagor biyaha kabeddel. So I'm going to employ a little bit of Arabic knowledge in this bit as well. So labagor sounds like it's 2 times, right? Two turns. Labagor biyaha, the water, kabeddel. So you're going to do this thing to the water twice. Beddel. I think it means to change something or to swap it or to replace it. Yeah, the verb beddala means to literally do that in Arabic. There's many ayat in the Quran when Allah uses it. There's an ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah. أَتَسْتَبِدِلُونَ الَّذِي هُوَ أَدْنَى بِالَّذِي هُوَ خَيْرٌ. Musa alayhi salam says to Bani Israel, when Bani Israel they say they don't want to eat this one food forever. They want like worse food. Instead of eating like birds and stuff and meat, they wanted to eat like spinach and stuff. And Musa alayhi salam says to them, أَتَسْتَبِدِلُونَ الَّذِي هُوَ أَدْنَى بِالَّذِي هُوَ خَيْرٌ. Are you trying to swap? You're trying to replace for something that's worse instead of that which was better. So that's what I'm going with, right? That's what I'm going with, and it sounds right as well, doesn't it? Like when you're soaking something in the water, you'd expect to replace the water, right? Just like you do with rice. So okay, what's next? Biha kamir kadibna burburi. I don't know what the verb kamir is. Maybe because we've already replaced the water that you're just going to drain it for a last time. That sounds like it would make sense, and I feel like I've heard it before. So let's go with drain the water. Kadibna. Kadibna, there's a few different words to say that, like, and afterwards. Please, Somalis, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong with this, but it seems like markas, dabaderna, and kadibna, they all mean the same thing. It's like, and then do this, or so then do this. Burburi is a really good one, so that means to, what's the word in burburi? To crumble, or to crush up something. So yeah, you've got the cheese. I assume it's like feta cheese, or something in that case. You can't really do that with, like, cheddar, but, yeah. Burburi. Let's do the next bit a little bit quicker, inshallah, because I rambled on about this. I don't know how we ended up getting to the story of Musa alayhi salam. But, okay. Mukawwinatka ordan baqoli kushub. The things that you need to know from that are mukawwinatka. Mukawwinat just mean ingredients. And kushub is like to pour it inside. Kushub probably is shared, not borrowed from Arabic sub, meaning to pour something. Kushub. Sifi'an u walaq. Maybe we end here, actually. I think we've probably done enough, because this is something really useful here that we'll talk about. So, Sifi'an u walaq. That's really nice. So, u walaq means to combine something. U walaq. But when it says Sifi'an, that's really useful. I think we need a grammar lesson on that, actually, because the reason why I'm excited about it is because, like, literally yesterday, I think I was reading one of my Somali grammar books. I've got it here, actually. Yeah, in this book, I was reading about using adverbs in Somali, like how to yeah, how to say do something well or do something badly or to do something quickly or yeah, those kinds of things, those adverbs, and using this si before it is one. So I'm excited to see this. So si fi'an means to do it well. So I think it means like to join it together well or combine well perhaps. That would make a lot of sense to me. So sifian is the way of doing something well. I assume that perhaps you would use sifian for anything that you wanted to do. You know, yeah. If I wanted to say afka Somaliga, one kuhadla sifian, you'd say like I speak Somali very well. That's not true for me, obviously, but like that in theory is something that you could say, inshallah. So that's it for today's episode of My Somali Diary. This was day 6 and we were reading a recipe in the Somali language. Don't forget that if you want to see more extensive reviews about the Somali language resources that I use in my studies, you can go to samofsomalia.com/Somali resources. And another really cool thing that I'm creating for you guys is, if you go to samofsomalia.com/My Somali Diary notes, for all of these lessons that I'm doing every single day from Monday to Friday, I'm also taking my notes and turning into like a better quality proofread, better quality PDF worksheet that you guys can print, and there are exercises on there, as well as all of the notes in a more kind of condensed and nicer to look at way for you guys to download 100% for free. There is an option for you to donate something if you can and if you want to, because even though it's all entirely free for you guys to consume, it's not free for me to create. So if any of you do have the means, you want to support the project a little bit more and help to release more engaging and higher quality Somali language resources to the world, then you can contribute as little as 50p one time, or you can contribute £10 a month, or whatever you would like, inshallah, or you can not, if you would rather. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of My Somali Diary. If you enjoyed it, and I really hope you did, please don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, and comment below if you have anything you'd like to say. Ad bad ugu mahadsantahin, dawa shedina fadan like share iyo subscribe daha. Assalamu alaikum iyo nabad giliyo.